What up, Houston Astro fans? We
Well,
got our guy.
Yeah, we do.
We got a new skipper. Well, new skipper, old face, familiar face,
yeah,
Joe Espada. Congratulations, man.
we were only like 2 years ahead of that deal.
Yeah,
We've
I'm
been
happy
pushing.
with it.
They said that he is an analytical guy. Of course, that's what Dana wanted.
That was one of the questions they asked him earlier, and he was pretty good about the answer. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it had something to the effect of like, it's like I he won't refute what analytics say in the sense of like who is good for the team and who does what at what time. But he was like, it's not just that. Like it's your eye in the sense like what a player can do, but like what that player is going through right now, good or bad. Like it's his duty to know what that player is feeling and if he should stay in, come out, who should, you know what I mean? And I was like,
Yeah.
that's a good ass answer because that means he knows like he knows each player, their personality, what ticks, what makes them tick. You know what I mean? And that's so opposite of what Dusty was in my
He,
opinion. From the outside
yeah,
looking in,
yeah.
like he may have done some shit that we don't know about. From the outside looking in, it's like he didn't have a pulse on the team, but Espada for sure does.
Yeah, he told MLB now he said if a guy is cruising, his stuff is still good. I'll look at that stuff, but also you can't ignore the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, we've talked about it for multiple times. Joe Espada, when he did take over those slight little times, man, he legit.
We
Jordan
were
had a
rolling.
personality. Guys had personalities. They were having fun. They were doing stuff. Um, it's funny because, like he said, I'm humbled by this. This is a dream come true. It
Mm-hmm.
kind of brings back, and I'm not going to go as far as don't expect. Like, I mean, there's expectations with the Astros for sure, but like it kind of feels like the D'Amico Ryan's thing. Like the guy wanted to be here, the organization wanted him as a per
It,
se of like that was the guy that made the perfect sense for both sides.
it was like the answer he gave Chandler Rome. Chandler Rome said you interviewed for other manager jobs before and you didn't get it. He's like, did you think that there was ever a chance that you wouldn't get an offer from anybody? And then he said something like, I knew there was a possibility, but he said, I also know as a human, you only think you have a choice in destination. He's like, if God has a destination for you, then that's where you're gonna be. And it's obvious mine's in Houston. And I was like, oh shit, this dude done got me already. I like him.
Yep.
I
I
like it
think
too.
he's gonna. I think he's gonna do what you were saying. He's gonna fire the team up, and I think that's what we need
I think he's
because
the
with
only
Dusty, he
person
wanted.
who could do it.
Yeah, Dusty. He was like, "Oh, I want everybody to be proper," and basically nobody can have fun. But I think with him, they're gonna be able to go out and be themselves and just have fun, have a good time.
It's one
Because
of
every time
those
we do that, we always play good.
it's one of those things where like you could have brought anybody in, but they can't give you the energy that Espada would, like because he's one of yours. It's
Yeah.
like a jolt that nobody could offer you. It's like if your parents go out of town and they leave you with your drunk ass uncle. You're like, oh, it's popping now, son. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
we know what's happening.
He, I mean, you've seen it before. He took over in the game 5 of the LCS. Um, but even like the videos we've seen of him taking over the team, he knows the team. He starts this team off with Verlander not on the Mets. He starts the
Mm-hmm.
team with healthy pitchers more than likely. Um, a healthy Altuve at this time because no World Baseball Classic or in anything. Um, and he literally just gets familiar more with his teammates and his players that he's already pretty much known for a while. So
Mm-hmm.
it feels like you're not missing a step, like at the end of the day, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. It was
That's
the
why it's business as usual. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? It's like nothing changes. It's like you still a World Series team. It's business as usual, and that's the way he kind of made us feel. It's like nah, like there's nothing different gonna happen. We're still the best team in baseball, playing for a chip, and now we're just gonna go a little bit different route to try to get it done.
So they said this was the first thing on the checklist. I mean, we all kind of figured you weren't going to go. A lot of people got managers today.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's of course waiting on the Otani signing of that, but now they're saying extend top players, sign bullpen players, sign backup catcher. Do you feel that Dana, like, do y'all guys feel Dana waited to make this official so him could work together? Because it kind of felt like we've talked about it. Dusty and Dana kind of bumped heads, and then they made it
Yeah.
work at the end for like they made it work for the kids kind of marriage. But this one kind of feels like a more like
In part, I feel like he's not really going to have a say in the bullpen shit because there's a stronger than not possibility that we're losing theirs. Only because somebody's going to pay him a shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think Dana's going to be like, I'm going to do the best thing I can for that. But then when it comes to shit like Maldonado, it's like, what do you think? Can you convince him to come back as a backup? You know what I'm saying? Like, and make it work. Like, I think that's where the spot of influence comes in.
I feel like if anybody could do that, it would be Espada, because that's going to be a blow to Maldonado's ego for sure. But
Well, I don't think Maldonado
yeah, I
wants to
just
leave, but I think that if he feels like the process is being disrespected, he will leave because somebody's going to pay him a ton of money.
yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. Like if they convince him to come back as a backup, he's gonna, that's
That's
gonna
what I'm
take
saying.
some getting
Espada
used to
knows the
for him.
team, so I think that he could have a feasible plan on how to use him. You know what I'm saying? Like I know as Astros
Yeah.
fans, a lot of us we disagree on how to use him, and I'm still
Hmm.
to the point of like he catches for Verlander and Fromber. I don't give a fuck if anybody agrees with that or not, but I feel like that's the best course of action for Maldi, and I feel like Espada could
Yeah.
talk him into just doing that.
I mean, honestly, that would probably be the best bet, anyways.
I mean, like we did say, Espada knows this team. So I mean, like y'all both said, I agree that if anybody, any manager coming in was been able to tell Maldi, it's like, hey, you know me, I know you, I know what you're looking for, you know what I'm looking for. This is what happens. Let's sit down with these pictures and we'll break it down. And it kind of feels like Maldi knew also, like, all right, at some point the mantle was being given up and he was cool with it. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, are you still cool with giving that mantle up, but still having some power a bit because you are, as we've seen, the voice of that, you know.
I watched that whole thing. It was like 30 minutes long. I watched it two times. Let me tell you what caught my attention the most
Yeah,
is the first half of the conference was in English, and the second half was in Spanish. So when they started speaking Spanish, the first question came in Spanish, and he responded to it. The question nobody gave a fuck about. Half of us didn't understand it, but when he responded in Spanish, it felt like the room perked up. Like what the fuck? Like our coach don't do
Yep.
that. You know what I'm saying? It just felt different, and I was like, this is the right guy for the job. This is what the team needs. This is what the city needs. It's just good for the Astros.
Yep. I think it's gonna be tight because yeah, I think he's just gonna spark the team up and everybody's gonna just come in swinging. It's gonna be tight.
it it shows 1,000% the communication with your guys. We've said it before. We don't expect to get the big Japanese signings,
Mm-mm.
but you having a spot there, a manager that can translate with your players, with all your players from English to Spanish, and that's a big part of our team. You can go and get those international pitchers that you have on your radar. You can get your guys to, hey, look, you know, I resonate more with my manager, and we see that with D'Amico with the Texans. We see that with Ime and his guys and on the Rockets. This feels like the perfect scenario of a manager for the Astros of what we are built on. We
Yup.
have a lot of international players from all over Latin America. Half of them need translators, but when you have a manager, it's like it just feels right. Like
It hits harder. It's like
yeah,
he can yell, he can really sternly talk to fucking Jordan about something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Or Doobie or somebody like that. It's like it's all love, but I'm gonna aggressively cuss your ass out in Spanish.
He can even do that to Bregman.
Hey, Bregman, yeah, he's the perfect mediator with Bregman. It feels like it.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
man,
happy. He said he was gonna get his coaching staff together and then figure out free agency. So I trust him.
And
It's what we wanted anyway, so we can't bitch about for getting what we wanted.
Yeah, that's true.
Espada, Dana.
Although if we were gonna, we
Yeah,
would.
that's true.
I'm still. I mean, let him fuck up one time.
Yeah.
Espada, you got the keys to the, I don't know what, the slabbed out Cadillac.
Yeah.
Nah, the Astros, they're a dynasty, son. They're past the fucking slabs. They're in the forms right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got the keys to the, what, the Ferrari, Lambo,
And the side piece.
the don't tell his wife that. She be watching. Hey, uh, nah, but congratulations, Espada, man. Honestly, it was the pick that we wanted. Us on Bayou City Boys have been calling for you for about 2 years early.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Um, Happy it's you. Congrats. We're gonna live by the sword, die by the sword at this point. Dana, Espada, get it done. Get some free agents. Figure it out. Go get some Astros baseball going.
Let's get
Take out
another
time.
chip.
Enjoy yourselves. Rest up. Get ready. Youngsters, come back ready on fire. Other than that,
Yep.
guys, much love,
Deuces.
Houston Astro fans. We will be here doing some content on the Astros, give or take what happens at free agency. Drop a comment down below. Let us know how you feel about the Espada signing. We'll probably do a little poll or something. Other than that, check us out always right here on Bayou City Boys. We are out of here. Later, Houston.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.